Hey everyone, I'm Zen Big, this is Otter Group, and this is a channel update discussion. I don't know what to call it because, well, I've never done one of these and uploaded it because we literally haven't had actually a video since January 6th on the YouTube channel because as soon as like the new year happened and all the crazy sales from the dealership started going whack and out of control and they were super busy, that just kind of like tapered all the way into February. And then we obviously we did that Bentayga in January, but then after that it got really busy, and due to the weather we couldn't really get the cars that we wanted to and stuff. So it was kind of we were just navigating around our options and stuff in terms of uploading, and then we had the biggest issue, which was the editing on my computer. It just got all crazy all of a sudden, and it was really hard to edit some videos. So that's why we were really lucky. Thank God that Bentayga video got uploaded because it was really tough to put everything into the computer, you know, so we had to make that video with the GoPro or else we use a different camera. So anyways, I guess we can kind of just sit here and talk because of this quarantine and everyone's just sitting at home, you know, discussing and doing push-ups and posting selfies on their stories. And since I can't do push-ups, here I am making this little update video. So I guess we can make this car related. You guys want to make it car related because Auto Group, you know, car related stuff. You guys can also participate in the comments whenever this video is uploaded and let me know what you guys think because I want to kind of talk about the best and worst cars that we have ever reviewed on this YouTube channel and that I have driven, because I don't want to give any false opinion on like car like the GT3 where I was just in the passenger seat, or some other car that we've just done a walk around on or whatever. Well, oh look, here we go. This is something car related. You can see my Hot Wheels right here. This Audi RS6, you know, pretty crazy looking blue. Then we got a McLaren Senna right here, orange. You know, we got a GT40, Ford GT40 with the Ford versus Ferrari livery from the actual race in Le Mans. So okay, here we go. Let's actually talk about, I guess we can say one car for the worst, and then let's do a top 3 for the best cars. But there are a lot of cars that I want to also mention in between. But for the worst car, this video was actually never uploaded on the YouTube channel because this car, we felt that the content and the video and the editing and everything and my energy during the video was just so whack and off. It was the Toyota 86. And we did this all the way back in October of 2018 in my sophomore year, in my junior year of high school. So in October we did the 86. It was a red 86 with a black interior, and it had the automatic, the 6-speed automatic, which was kind of the biggest letdown point of the car. The car was decent in handling. Like, people keep complimenting that car. I mean, I guess it deserves it because if everyone's saying it, they must be onto something, because most of these people have reviewed it with the manual. But I wanted to see what it is like for myself, and I drove it, and I just did not feel like the car was that good, and especially it wasn't worth that much money in my opinion, like that $30,000 almost price tag. But obviously the Miata is super expensive as well, at like I think 35,000 almost when you get to like the Club Sport and like the upper packages with the hardtop roof and everything. So that would be probably the worst, but the worst in terms of the least good at the same time, because I don't want to like knock it because we didn't drive the manual and we didn't have so much time with the car that we could, you know, give you a daily how it is to drive every day stuff. And we you know what I mean, we just did like a 20-30 minute video on it, like filming wise, and that is what I felt after driving that car. It was a letdown in my opinion compared to what I thought it was going to be. So next up is, let's go on to the best cars. Okay, so for the best cars, I would probably say we could break this down into 3 different cars because it's only fair with these cars because they were all so good. So at number 3, before that, let me get to some actually honorable mentions before we get to the top 3. I would say one of the best cars that we have driven in the honorable mentions category was the Lexus LX570. That was a fantastic SUV, full-size SUV, 3 rows, all-wheel drive, 380 horsepower, I believe, a little bit more torque than that, I think, as well. 5.7 liter V8, super hard and quick steering ratio and feel, and awesome power delivery, and the way you can make the air suspension go all low It was so good. It was so good during turns and stuff driving, although no one's ever going to be taking turns in an LX570 really. But it just made the experience so good knowing that that car is composed and it didn't have this really high roof body roll like some old SUVs, because that car is a body on frame, so it's not car based, it's not super tied down to the road and everything. Anyways, that was one honorable mention. Another one would have to be the BMW i8. That was a fantastic car to drive with its 3-cylinder. And really, it was a game changer in terms of for BMW and for these electric-y hybrid cars with its 360 horsepower and 0 to 60 in like 3.7 seconds. That was a big deal. It had a carbon tub. That type of stuff was awesome about the car. And then they said that they're done with the i8 this year, and that was like what? Because it's such a gem for the car industry to have a car that starts a whole different line of cars, and now you see like other different cars going hybrid in order to get a lot of power out of them and save a little bit on in terms of the fuel economy. So that was really what was good about the i8, and its handling and its lowness and its power, awesome, and its interior was really nice. So, okay, besides that, another honorable mention would be the AMG S65 was a good car for Mercedes. The S Coupe was good. But getting into the top three, okay, let's make this top four because there is one other car that I really liked. So, at the lowest end, at number 4, I would say is the Mercedes-Benz S550. That was a fantastic car to drive, and me and my dad and Umar were doing that review back in 2017. No, 2018, I think, or it was sometime in the winter, probably the start of 2018, in like January or something. That car was just so good with its V8 and its power delivery and luxurious, this carpety ride, and it was the all-wheel drive model. The steering ratio was quick. It had those dynamic bolsters and stuff. Awesome car, totally recommend it. Go ahead and buy an S-Class if you have the money for it and you guys want a really nice and luxurious car. Okay, anyways, besides that, number 3, here we go. Top 3. Number 3 would have to be the Lexus LC500 because that car was a very, very good driving car, and its looks and its comfort and its reliability, or so it is for now. We don't know the long term, but we can hopefully assume that it's going to be good. The materials and the price point was really the biggest selling point of the car because it's just about 110,000 max. So that was good. We haven't driven the hybrid. We drove the LC500, the normal, the V8 one. 467 horsepower, very, very good. 471 actually. Don't forget those extra 4 horsepower and 398 pound-feet of torque. Good car. I really enjoyed driving it. The first time I drove it, I remember I was like flipping out. I'm like, this is such a good car to drive. So that was that. Now the top 2. Here we go. So the top 2, number 2 would have to be the Mercedes AMG C63 non-S, and that was the older one to 2016 with the 7-speed dual clutch. That car was just impressive, so good. The looks, obviously, I really, really like the looks of the C63. That was a sedan. The power, 470 horsepower, 469. And right around there, the torque was I think 476 or something. That car was just so good. It had such a stiff steering wheel feel, and it was so quick. And the power from the V8 and the smoothness and the exhaust sound all combined to be a really, really good performance car. And while being practical, like it did not feel like you were driving a sedan when you were driving that car on the road. Now, obviously, everybody can have their own opinions about how the car drives and stuff, but there is no denying that that car is seriously good value at $60,000 to $80,000 for such an awesome product, where you're getting luxury, you're getting this awesome infotainment system. I'm not sure how the new one is with the 9-speed transmission. That's really like the biggest difference, but we drove the 7-speed one, so I could tell you that one was really good. It's just a great car. Now, the number 1 best car that we have ever reviewed and driven has to be the 2014 Audi R8. That was just absolutely fantastic. Like, when I drove that car, I had no idea that with the use of its 433 horsepower, I think it was around 430, the feel of the car, the sound of the car, the quickness of the steering and brake and accelerator and all-wheel drive, and how low it was, and the interior with its diamond stitching and luxurious features was just, it was unbelievable. Seriously, I'm telling you guys, if you guys are looking for a used car, probably around $80,000 to $90,000 used for a 2014, 2015, totally get it. That was the V8 one. Amazing, guys. I'm telling you, such a good car, and thank God I got to drive it that day, because I remember that was in 2017 December, and I was going to downtown to my friend's house to drive it, and I was in the train, and I'm like, oh shoot, I forgot my permit, because those were the permit days, and I forgot to take it with me. But well, it was really fun. Anyways, nobody has to know, but now everybody knows. So well, there's that. Anyways, moving right past that, what else? Let me know what you guys want to see on the YouTube channel. Now, we had recent difficulty finding a couple cars to review and with the system to edit, but hopefully, we could crank out something for you guys soon. And now, since, we're in these quarantine days, everybody is, talking, sitting at home, and this is the first Auto Group video you've seen where we've just been in this room and I've just been talking about the cars instead of you showing you the cars. So that's that, and I guess we can talk about whatever you guys want to. Just let me know in the comments what you guys want to see from the channel. You know what, hold on, before you guys go, why don't we talk a little bit about what we do behind the scenes? So mainly this channel started back in 2017. I could tell you how it started for some story time if you guys want me to. I don't know how long this video is going to become if I do go through the whole story, but since this isn't a live video, I can't really ask you right now. I'll just go ahead and do it. It all started, let me tell you, I bought a GoPro. Here it is. Here is the GoPro Hero 5 Black Series, and I bought this in 2016, I believe, and I was like, you know what, I could put this to use and we could make a YouTube channel off this for car content, because I was obsessed with cars, and so was my dad. So me and him were like, okay, we can definitely make this with this GoPro. And what I didn't know is with the $400 that I paid for this back in 2016, or technically my parents paid for it, I didn't pay for it, but I used it, I would say that it was a good purchase, especially for the start, because the good thing about it was that it was small. It had the water resistance. My cousin Umar, who also is on the YouTube channel a bunch, he gave me this stick for my birthday, the GoPro stick with the little thing. You just snap it right there. That's how we made all of our earlier videos. This stuff, when I got the GoPro, I had a couple other options, but that I didn't even consider. I just straight up went with the GoPro. I didn't even think about a DSLR, didn't even think about a camcorder, nothing. Just straight up bought the GoPro. I think literally the day we checked out the GoPro, I was like, okay, I was like so ready. We need to buy this. We got to start this up. So in 2016, later that year, we actually put the GoPro to use. It was my freshman year of high school. Why am I saying like, it was my freshman year of high school back in 2016? Well, I mean, I'm still in high school, but now it's obviously senior year. So it is pretty ancient, 2016, long time ago, 3.5 years almost. So at that time, when I was just like 14, I was in no position to actually be driving the cars or anything. So I told my dad, I'm like, you know what, let's actually start. I don't even know how this is gonna get edited, but we should start with someone we know, and let's go to Oakbrook Toyota. So we went to Oakbrook Toyota and we did a video on this special anniversary edition cranberry red or whatever it's called, very nice looking Corolla XSE, I think, back in 2016, and we filmed it. And I was so shy. I remember I was so incredibly shy that I was with both my parents and they were somewhere far away, and I was like, okay, here we go, guys. So this is basically the car, and you can see the engine bay. I opened that and stuff, and I showed them interior. I'm like, oh, here, look at the interior and stuff. And then as soon as I think my dad, I like saw him walking towards me. He's like, okay, are we about to do the driving stuff where I'm gonna drive and stuff? And I just like literally like shut up right before that. I'm like, you better not hear me talk. I think that sounds stupid. So that happened, and then we actually went on the driving portion. It was so entertaining to me the way that happened, because I was sitting in the front passenger seat being all like cool, you know, like this is my car review and stuff, and my dad's driving, and then in the back you see my mom, and you see the other sales associate lady that has to sit in with us for requirement reasons. And that video never even got uploaded. I didn't even know how the heck this was gonna get edited because I had no editing software to use. I didn't know that GoPro had its own. That was so funny because like when I was sitting there like all nervous, so I was like, yeah, and you know the seats are all good and stuff and very nice materials, and it was so funny. So that actually never got uploaded because I think I was too shy. I was like, this is not gonna look good or whatever. So then I think within a month we went to our boy Art Cool at McGrath Lexus of Westmont because I had known him for a couple of months before that, I think. So we were like, you know what, let's ask him. Let's see if he's gonna let us do a review on a car. We were like, yeah, we got this YouTube channel. You know, me and my dad went there. And they had this beautiful dark gray Lexus GSF sitting inside. And I was praying, I'm like, if I just ask him and this works, this will be incredible. And I go, hey, can we review this GSF or whatever? And you know, it's $88,000. It's inside and stuff. And he's like, yeah, sure, I'll let you take it for 2 or 3 hours. And me and my dad were like, what? That'll be incredible, because I had no idea that it could ever even start like this. So we were like, okay, we planned for it, and then a week later or whatever, we were about to do it the next day or something. And then it was gonna be me, my mom, and my dad going there because I still couldn't drive the car, so it was obviously gonna be my dad driving. So I was super excited that, you know, this was actually gonna happen and stuff. And then I think the day before, he contacted me and told me that his manager at the time was like, this car is really expensive, we need it right now, because that was literally the only GSF. And guys, if I tell you, when this car is rare, like you never ever see a GSF at a Lexus dealership. Very rare. Maybe every 7 or 8 months a GSF shows up. So I totally, at that point, I don't think I understood that. I was like, no, I'm about to do the GSF and stuff. But it was really crazy. Now that I think about it, like, yeah, that totally makes sense. Like, that car is expensive. You only have one, and it should probably be given to someone who doesn't want anybody to have put miles on it before that. So I totally get that now. But so yeah, I was a little bummed out about that. But we still went to the dealership, I think, that day, and it got really dark outside all of a sudden. And me and my dad were like, what the heck should we do with this dark lighting? Because we got there kind of late. So we decided to do a GS350 F Sport, which is the next best thing, right? And I remember my dad drove it, my mom drove it. They both talked about it in the video. I just had the GoPro sitting. I was still a little shy. I was just sitting there like, kind of like, so, this is, you know, I don't know, like, Dad, say something real quick or whatever, and then, you know, he would say something about how good the car is or whatever, and they really enjoyed it and stuff, and it was a good experience. And we came back to Art was all cool, like, yeah, you know, good job and stuff. And then I think coming home, the battery on the GoPro was dying and stuff, and I was like looking through some old clips or whatever on the GoPro that I downloaded as like test footage, I think. I was deleting that, and in the middle of that, the GoPro shut off. So it really was crazy because then the whole video, I came home, I checked it out at nighttime, I think, and we were all like, wow, that was such a cool experience, you know, this video is hopefully going to be really good. I opened the GoPro and I do not see it in the camera roll. I'm like, what the heck just happened? But I kind of disregarded it because I didn't want my parents to find out. They would have been like, what the heck just happened? Next morning I tried again. I tried to import the footage into the GoPro. Nothing. I had to look up like how to recover this footage and stuff, and I finally found something. It's like a recovery backup wizard or whatever set up, and then I clicked that and pressed go, and then I was doing some things, and it was like recovering files. Nothing, guys. You have no idea. Nothing worked, and then it just did not ever happen. So that was crazy. That was that. So 2016, that's what happened. 2 car reviews that were never uploaded: the Corolla and the GS. Moving on, fast forward to a year later, to I think it was July of 2017, over our summer from freshman to sophomore year, in the middle of that transition. And me and Umar, my cousin, were you've seen tons of our videos. You know that he's literally, you could see him in the profile picture. Me and him were talking about the new Lexus LC500, and we were like, wow, this is such an awesome car and stuff. And I just was like, man, this better work out. I was praying this will work out, and I don't think I even told anyone. And I just went ahead and called Art after a year, and I was like, hey, you remember me? I'm Zane. I'm the guy who reviewed that GS350, right? And that video never got uploaded. I thought he would have been like, come on, dude, you didn't even upload the video. What's the point of doing the freaking review? And then he didn't even ask any of those questions because he was like, you know, whatever, I don't know, maybe that video was up somewhere. Maybe he thought that video was up somewhere. And then I asked him, do you have the new LC500? He's like, yeah. I'm like, do you mind if we can come and check it out and review it? And he said, yeah. And I was like, thank God, this is moving forward. I told my dad, I was like, this is actually might be happening. Something might be happening this time. So we get to the dealership. My grandma was over here too, from overseas. So that was crazy. She was here in the house. And then I remember I waited for her to get to my house. I couldn't even sleep the night before, guys. I was so excited. I'm like, the LC500, this is going to be insane. It just came out. And we get to the dealership the next morning, right? And we all go. It was me, my dad, and Umar, and we were just sitting there. And my dad's like, you guys should seriously consider, you know, starting this YouTube channel. It'll probably be a really big hit. Because first, it was supposed to be, the original idea of the channel back in 2016 was that it was going to be me and my dad as the duo for doing these car reviews. And that never happened. So we were like, all right, let's try this. And let's try me and Umar doing it since we're already, you know, super interested in this car. We get over there, Art shows us all the cars. They had like 5 LC500s. They had them inside, they had them outside. He pulled up one for us. He was like, just don't drive it, obviously. So we were just so incredibly hyped. And I remember my dad and Umar were coming out of the front entrance, and I was already with Art looking at the car, and he told me to get in the driver's seat and start it. And I started it. It started up so loud, like boom. It was incredible. We were like flipping out. I started revving it. It was the first experience I've ever had with a cool car. And it was just so perfect. It was such an incredible experience. And we were so blessed to have that happen. And we filmed the review and we did the review. However, we got some haters in the comments and stuff. But it was the first push towards this YouTube channel. You know, and that got uploaded from the GoPro studio. I waited about a month before I uploaded it, and then I uploaded it, and all our family members were like flipping out. They're like, "This is so cool! This is so entertaining! I can't believe you guys did this with such an expensive car too." Because that was a big deal for me and for Umar and my dad especially. Because the first car that we did was so incredibly special that it was really crazy. So then I think, after I uploaded that video, maybe 2 weeks after that or something, we were like, we gotta do a follow-up review this time. And I couldn't get a hold of Umar for that week. So this is where the second Auto Group video, kind of, I guess the first one was like the pilot. And then we finally got to, you know, this rigorous upload schedule that we tried to do one every week. And it really worked for like several months after that. It was really, really smooth. So we went to Art and we did a Lexus GSF in red, and it was so crazy because it was parked inside, just like how it was parked, you know, like how that gray one was parked. That one was parked a little further back in the dealership a year ago, and now to see that happen a year after was just insane. We asked them, we're like, can we get this one out? And they moved a couple cars and took that one out. It was used. It was just insane driving riding along in the GSF, because I still couldn't drive that well at that time in 2017. That was crazy. I did that one with my dad, and then we proceeded to just go on from there. So that was basically what you got to know for the start of the YouTube channel. That's how it started. And if you guys want to keep up with all my behind the scenes stuff, then definitely go ahead and check out my Instagram at thatmanzan. This is not for followers or anything, but it's for whenever I'm not uploading a video. You could go ahead and check it out over there on my channel and on my Instagram page, and you could even like DM or comment me like, when is the next video, or you should do this, or what are you gonna post next, or whatever it is. So that is that, and hopefully we can start uploading soon. Let me know if you guys want more of these types of discussion videos, or more reviews, or more vlogs, or whatever you guys want on the channel. Just let me know, Everybody just stay safe. Have a great day. Thank you so much. God bless you.